Brent Rivera is this guy who makes really bad videos that are made for children. He recently got into some drama because he filed a copyright claim in one of his critics' videos, and overall he just seems like a pretty insufferable dude based on the videos he uploads. Yeah, this guy definitely has some turgid thoughts about his sister based on his video thumbnails. Well, now the most recent news is that Brent is actually a plagiarist who steals people's videos. In fact, he may be the worst, most prevalent content thief on YouTube based on how he loves to steal people's videos all the time. So all of this starts with a Twitter thread from someone named Dobby, who details how Brent stole a video he worked on, as well as the ideas and execution for plenty of other videos by plenty of other people. Wow, I rarely call out creators, but Brent Rivera is a plagiarist. For the video that I got to work on with @Falchuk, Brent copied the idea, title, thumbnail, hotels, story elements. So I'm kind of mad. And I mean, I would probably be pretty mad too if something that I did that was successful for me was being copied verbatim by someone who had no business copying my stuff. I mean, if Brent Rivera was a little kid or a small creator copying, who cares, right? You don't need to hold them accountable or anything. But in this case, Brent is literally just the kid leaning over your desk to copy your homework and then sell it to other people and pass it off as his own for millions of dollars. It's ridiculous. And if you watch the videos themselves, they do in fact go to the same exact locations. It has the same story points. He basically says the same phrases almost verbatim. And the thumbnail is almost the exact same as well as the title. I mean, the title is literally the exact same. For the thumbnail, it's the same except for, Brent is in one of them and Drew is in the other one.
This is Japan's cheapest capsule hotel, a first-class sleeping pod, and a capsule bed in a library. And I'm gonna travel around Japan to stay at all of them and more for the next 100 hours.
So we're in Tokyo, Japan, and for the next 100 hours, we're gonna be forced to stay in some of the most unique capsule hotels Japan has to offer. Let's do it. From robots that check you in to capsules that watch your sleep patterns, there's even a sleeping pod that's hidden in a library.
I mean, these videos have the same plot points, they have the same location, they go over the same amenities inside of the hotels. It's beat for beat like 70% roughly the same video, and Brent doesn't add anything meaningful to it. This guy is just blatantly ripping off this other video by Drew Does. It is shameful. But let's say there was just one example of this, would not be a big deal, right? I mean, okay, he ripped off one video, that sucks and should be criticized, but it's not like the dude is a serial video thief. Yeah, no, he actually is, as it turns out. This thread then gives 5 more examples of times that Brent has ripped people off, and I'm sure this is just the tip of the iceberg. To start off, the first example we have is this video by Brent from 2 weeks ago titled, "I built a $25,000 dream doghouse." And we can see that if we look just 2 weeks before that, another creator named Zealous put one out titled, "My dog's house was destroyed, so I built her a dream house." And right from the thumbnail, not only are they like one green tree shy of being copy and pasted from each other, but the house itself looks exactly the same in the thumbnail. They apparently built the same doghouse. Just why? But then when you watch the actual video, the houses are different. Zealous makes a proper doghouse, and Brent builds like a giant house for his dog that he could probably live in if he wanted to, with a TV and couches, which is kind of funny to me, but at the same time, why copy the thumbnail then? The thumbnail itself is clickbait and would not be that big of a deal, but the house you show in the thumbnail is not the house you build in the video. It's really just a copy and paste of the house from the other thumbnail because you saw that one got views and you thought, maybe I'll just fucking lie. And then we have another example which is just as bad. Here we have 2 videos from Matthew Beam, one titled, "I built a secret gaming room to hide from my mom," and another titled, "I built a secret gaming room to hide from my sister." And obviously this video is just like a child's fantasy about having a secret gaming room inside your house. I remember being like 14 wishing I had a room like this to build Legos in and beat off to Instagram girls. And so Matthew Beam saw that idea, he saw that childlike wonder and whimsy, and he was able to create something pretty cool and original to capitalize on it. And he really went all out, he went pretty try hard. Here comes Brent, sees a cool idea, basically just makes a hole in his floor, barely does any work, and then steals the idea for, a title and thumbnail. And it's not like Brent is the only plagiarist on all of YouTube. People have copied other people's video ideas since the beginning of time on this website, but it seems to me like the guy never actually has anything original floating around in his head, and he's just ripping off everyone else constantly. I mean, he's basically one of those Russian Mr. Beast clones that everyone talked about a little while back. And apparently this guy has a long history of stealing stuff like this from people like Andrew, as we can see here with these titles and thumbnails. They are very clearly almost the exact same. And the rest of this thread has more examples. It goes on and on. I don't want to get too repetitive here, but obviously I don't need to explain further to you guys how this guy's a thief. What we now know is that he's very sensitive based on his interactions with Tyler Oliveira. He can't take criticism. And what we also know is that he doesn't have an original idea in his head and has been spending months copying other people for views and money with no sense of originality whatsoever. He has no fucking integrity whatsoever. And despite that, he and his group AMP World are still getting opportunities with the WWE and getting to make make videos with them. Brent is being invited onto podcasts to talk about why people don't like Mr. Beast. I hate to break it to you, bro, but if Mr. Beast saw what you were doing, he would probably hate you and call you a little rat for stealing people's videos over and over again. And if you look at AMP World's YouTube channel and look at their videos, it's easy to see that a lot of them have already been done as well. Last to scream wins $1,000. Oh, I'm sure no one's done that before. No, as it turns out, like 20 fucking people have, one of which is Brent's own sister. Another one is Jeremy Hutchins, someone named Brianna, FaZe Rug. And I don't think this is like a new thing on YouTube by any means. There's basically this whole ecosystem of creators, in fact, that rep each other off. It used to be people like Morgs and Derv, and now it's all these guys, right? But Brent is just a particularly egregious example of it, and I think he deserves to be called out. Not like his audience of 10-year-olds will care anyway, but yeah, it's pretty frustrating. Thanks for watching, follow my Instagram, and until next time, Brent Rivera is a scumbag. Certified.